Okay, so today I'm going to be doing the final season 0 tier list before season 1 comes out and the Fantastic Four crew is added. This is overall where all the characters stand in season 0 as a GM player. I know I just did one, but I honestly feel like I could do better and update it. So this is going to be my updated final season 0 tier list for Marvel Rivals. Now we're going to keep it short and sweet video for you guys and just try and burn through these characters quick. First hero, Adam Warlock. Adam Warlock, I personally feel like, as a GM player, is a tier. His hit scan is strong. His basic primary fire is very strong. His soul bond basically makes it so you can't kill anyone. It's very strong. It has like a sort of a shield aspect because no one can die from it until it goes away, and it's really good. And the chain healing and the overall just keeping everyone together, and the fact that he can revive himself and his whole team for clutch plays is tremendous. So he's been put up at the A tier. Black Panther is another one of those heroes that can either be really good or really bad depending on who plays him. Overall, though, his moveset and skills, I'll consider him a B tier. His dashes and how fast he moves doesn't make him viable, but also his damage isn't quite there. Sure, you probably see some clips here and there of like his damage actually working, but for the most part, he's just a guy that's just zipping, making your team disoriented and not really causing much trouble besides maybe getting the picks in the back line every now and then. But once you figure out how to sleep him and then get a good reading on how to deal with these back lines, you're good. Black Widow, I consider Black Widow D tier. Just one of those characters that isn't really strong. There's better hit scan options out there. The body shot damage, it could be a little bit better, and the fact that you have to cock every shot back in order to even get it, and the headshot isn't a one shot, but it does get them significantly low. I did run into one good Black Widow player I was on my team, but overall just not good. The kid's weak. Ult is even weaker. Not good character. The Hulk, I put him very low in my previous tier list. So after a few more matches and after even playing the game for like a week or two longer, Hulk goes in the A tier. His shield, being able to shield his teammate like a Magneto shield, is strong, and himself very good. If you understand the timing and framing of his ults, it can work in your favor. Like you can pop your Hulk to become like the bigger Hulk. Invincible frames, if you time it right, you can just go in, do as much damage as you can just before you die, pop out and get all that HP back, cause even more mayhem. And that bigger version, for some reason, it's been doing mad damage, I've been noticing. And then his team up with Iron Man is super strong, and then that's why it gets banned in most games. But not S tier. Not S tier worthy, because you get dove on or you don't play him just right, then you can kill him very easily. Captain America is I would say C. Captain America is really not strong at all. He's like a little mosquito in the back line, just pestering at him. His shield can be kind of annoying because it reflects shots, but sometimes it's not even really a problem. He gets in and out quick, but that's like really about it. His damage is weak. His ult keeps him alive for a very long time, and then same for his team. If his team just follows him, they can stay up for a while, and it's kind of hard to kill him when he's in his ult. But overall, his kit is just too damn weak in the higher ranks for anyone to really play him viably. Cloak and Dagger, I put as S tier. Cloak and Dagger is a great support when your Mantis and Luna get banned, because they're the typical bans, like, you know, for support. If Mantis or Luna's not banned, then obviously you have one of them. But overall, Cloak and Dagger is like the typical selection now. And the healing that can be done with the ult on top of the orb throw that Dagger does, invincible. You need to get bursted out of it in order to die. Super strong. And Cloak's damage too is even just really strong too for a support. You can blind them, and it also vulnerables them when they're blinded, so they take more damage. And overall, there's a really great support to have, and I'm glad whenever I see a Cloak and Dagger on my team, because I know the heals will be there. Doctor Strange is easily the best tank in the game right now. Doctor Strange is S tier. His damage output is significantly stronger than most other tanks. TPing a touch point or TPing an off angle for your Punisher to set up a turret behind or anything like that is very good. His E, like expulsion of the dark magic, is really strong too. His ult is a stun. You can stun anyone that's popping their ult or using it to like clear out an area. Just gotta make sure you time it right and don't get it blocked. And overall, this man is just, he's just him. It's just the strongest tank in the game. Simple. Next is Groot. Groot I will put also at A tier. His walls, I'm noticing like they don't get broken as much. No one's really breaking them. And if they don't get broken, they're free damage for him. It's so much damage. You place a wall behind where you ult, you shoot into it, and then just getting hit from behind and just getting wailed on. It's a lot of damage. His ult's super strong too. You can tie it up with someone that's maybe running a Moon Knight or anyone that's for an AoE ult or anything like that. It also, I think it weakens them, or not weakens them, but it does damage over time if you're in the ult too. So yeah, the only thing is he can die pretty easily. You know, he's very slow. If you're not playing around with your team or anything, man's gonna die quick. But overall, pretty good tank. Hawkeye, obviously S tier, headshot, one shot, only character that does. If you have a good Hawkeye, you just win the game. It's just, headshots in this game are crucial. The fact that you just one tap headshot, you can fire it fast, ridiculously strong. Same with Hela. Hela doesn't one shot headshot, but she fires so fast and has such a strong headshot multiplier that 2 shots and you're dead. Body shots, 2 shot, 3 shot, and you're fried. Then her E is just a stun. It's also a stun. It doesn't just pull them in, but it's also a stun. So you can stun someone out of an ult or something with it. Then her ult's also very strong. Granted, it's been getting countered and blocked more, but still overall very strong character alongside Hawkeye. That's why they get banned. Iron Fist. I put Iron Fist in C tier. People, just like Captain America, have learned how to counter these dives. Iron Fist becomes another pest. He does more damage obviously than Captain America, but you learn to counter and read when he's parrying and not shoot the parry so he doesn't get that health. And then when he's wailing on you, you just kill him while he's wailing on you. You can kill him faster than he can kill you if he's punching you. But he is fast. His ult can be kind of annoying with how fast you get wailed on, but overall it's easier to counter him. He has long cooldowns. We don't see him much in higher ranks anymore, so yeah, Iron Fist is definitely a C tier. Iron Man goes alongside Hulk here. Both really good. Obviously with the team up, they're both S tier. As we can see in GM games, Hulk gets banned even more. So Iron Man doesn't have that team up because that gamma ray is just insane damage. It's more damage than like a Hela, for example. So that's why that gets banned more frequently now. But Iron Man is an A tier because he's just a flying target, right? It's harder for him to play around cover. And granted, people are learning that you don't have to be up in the air. You can play low with your team too, get heals. But it's still kind of awkward. But his damage is great overall, and his kit's amazing. And then he's one of the only few heroes that can one shot Luna out of her ult. So if Luna doesn't get banned in your game, you can have Iron Man ult and just kill her. If used right, obviously. But yeah, Iron Man is A tier. Jeff, I'd put Jeff in C tier also. Jeff is a healer that like does okay healing. The bubble speed boost is nice to get out of spawn quicker. And his ult is great with just clearing a point or anything, but it's so, if you're in higher ranks, it's so easy to counter his ult now. Like people know every way to get out of it. People know to spread their and with specific characters, people know their own techniques to like avoid it completely, as like Punisher turret, Luna Snow ult, or dashing out the way. It's just easier to avoid now. And then even if you do get got, your team focuses the Jeff pretty easily and kills him. I've noticed a lot more in GM. So he goes there for now. Loki. I would put Loki in B tier. I feel like Loki's a very strong healer, but not as good as the other supports. His statues, like with the left shift, that places down the little green circle area, is very strong. It makes you immune and, you know, immortal. You can't die. It's an immortal field, like a Baptiste thing. But his cooldowns are so long. His clones die and Everything about him is super long and unconsuming. So if you catch him without statues, he's dead. You catch him without any more clones, he's dead. Like anything. It's easy to kill the Loki, but his ult can be game saving. If you have a Luna Snow on your team or other team, you can copy him, have 2 Luna Snow ults on your team. And overall, it's just like his ult is phenomenal. But his kit has a long cooldown, so it's easy to like beam him. Luna Snow, another S tier character. People ban Luna Snow all the time because of her ult. The scroll wheel meta, where you can scroll between healing and damage mad fast and have the effects of both. Luna Snow gets banned in a lot of games because she doesn't get CC'd in her ult, and her healing output is super strong. You know, just K-pop star, just doing her thing. It's ridiculous. So she doesn't get banned at all, or she gets banned a lot and does not get banned. You know, Magik I put in A tier. Magik's damage is also very strong. She's one of the better divers. You get a Magik and Black Panther on your team, that's pretty good for diving your backline. Black Panther goes at B because the damage isn't as strong as Magik's. Her uppercut dash is very good to get out. Her TP gives her armor and immunity for a little bit, so she can avoid things like a Jeff ult or anything like that. Very, very strong. And then her ult makes it her sort of big ass AoE thing. She gets so many left shift like portal things, so it's like, or it recharges very quickly. So Magik is like a strong, like probably one of the strongest dive characters. And if you have a good Magik on your team, you're probably set to not really worry about the backline. If you're playing a poke character, you can just poke at whoever she's on, and it's really strong, but not S tier worthy because again, you can sleep her as she's diving, and then she's away from her team, it could just completely get clapped. Magneto, I just started learning Magneto yesterday, and I'm telling you, Magneto goes in A tier for me. Magneto damage output, I feel like is second as strong as Strange. The fact that you can build these like rings around your back to fire off that big crystal diamond thing does so much damage, and followed by another primary shot, really good. Magneto ult can eat other ults, like let's say your Luna Snow did pop an ult and they have an Iron Man on the other team trying to ult out the Luna. Have a Magneto on your team, Magneto pops ult, eats that shit up, and kills someone else with it. The higher that number is for Magneto's ult, the more damage it's gonna do. It can one shot anyone because the max damage on it is 300. So yeah, Magneto's a very strong tank. His bubble, you can bubble in a dive character. But other than that, like his bubbles are gone and his shield goes away, then he's also a free kill. But very good tank overall, like second best I would say. Not as good as Strange. I might move Magneto S tier. I'm gonna move Magneto S tier because he does have a team up with Scarlet, and if it has that, then he's also even better. So he's like second best tank, really, for real. Mantis S tier. Mantis is another one of those bands alongside Luna Snow for support. Her damage output is very strong as a support character, and then her ult's another like transcendence ult. She can sleep. She has it all. Her healing output isn't as strong, obviously, but like if you get a headshot when you're missing a leaf or anything, it instantly refills your leaf, and it's very good to have. Mantis also damage boosting your team. You have a Magik getting damage boosted. Oh my goodness, you have a Hawkeye getting damage boosted. They are one shot to the body. Like overall, very strong character. Not as much banned as Luna Snow, but like second most banned as support. Moon Knight. I consider Moon Knight B tier. He's a good DPS hero. You can shoot the onks and like, you know, obviously everything ricochets and you get free damage and build up quickly. But aside from the part where you're like hiding behind everyone and shooting down a long corridor to kill someone, if he's out in the open, he's fried. He has some mobility options, but he's slow. You can kill him easily. He has no escape routes and all that, so you really have to play far back. His ult sucks unless it's teamed up with someone like Groot. But the damage is okay. And it's just nice to have on, like, for example, that Null map, then Venom map, down that skinny corridor at the beginning where you're trying to capture the first payload. Yeah, he's good there. But like other than that, average character. Namor. Namor is, I would also consider him a B tier character. His turrets are good, a little pokey poke damage and a little, little here and there. And then Lunastone team up adds another one, so it's a little bit extra damage. But his ult keeps them grounded if they're in the little area for a little bit. You can get out of it pretty easily. And his water bubble protection is really good, but damage and the overall accuracy have to be with him and his spears because it's not hit scan, it's projectile. Kind of crucial. But he's great for dive characters though. Spider-Man gets on your team. You have a Namor, hit Spider-Man once with the spear, and you have your square turrets finish the rest. But besides that, that's all he's really good for. So I'd put Namor at B tier. People get upset when there's a Namor on your team, but overall, I don't really care. I feel like a good Namor is like pretty decent. It's not bad. There are other options, sure, but there's other options for everything. Penny's A tier. Her spider mines do so much god dang damage, dude. It's ridiculous. If you don't maneuver around these mines well enough and you don't destroy the nest, the mines will just eat you up, destroy you. Her ult, it's hard to kill her out of her ult for some reason. She has armor, but then for some reason it's still, if she has the support on her, she won't die. It's another one where she just runs around, stalls the point, and then just doesn't die. And you have to worry about the mines that she creates. You pop her ult from where her nest is, and you just lead out the mines from her nest and do significant damage. So she's pretty strong, but not a good solo tank. So, yeah, she's a great support tank. And great to help with dives, or not dives, my fault. If your team is getting dove on, have a Penny and Namor, and have them play around the mines, and you're good. Psylocke is S tier too. She's one of those characters that can burst, kill someone in one shot. Her ult is very good because she can't die in her ult, only that split-second frame at the beginning when she activated it. Invisibility, strength, just everything all around. She's a nuisance in the backline, can one-shot kill them. Pop ult to stall. It's very good. It's hard to counter her ult too. People are figuring out ways, but it's still like a guessing game every now and then. Very, very strong character. One of those and gets banned every now and then, but not really because Hawkeye and Hela, Lunastone, Mantis, all these other characters get banned first. Hulk, things like that. Punisher. Punisher's all around a solid pick. I would put him at A tier. His gun, his primary fire assault rifle is good damage, and then his shotgun's a tank melter. You set up a turret, turret just down a straight hallway, very good damage. Have a team up with a Rocket Raccoon, and boom, infinite ammo. And just so you fire much faster, and you can melt anything. His ult, CC immune, so that's also really good. Anything that stops you from getting stunned in this game is really good, and Punisher's ult does that. Zipline to get where you need to go fast. The only thing is that he's a big body. It's easy to kill him. He has no mobility ways to get out besides the zipline, but you don't really use that to get out as much per se. So Punisher goes in A tier. Rocket Raccoon. Rocket Raccoon is most likely a B tier in my eyes. His healing isn't as strong as these other support options, but his revive beacon is super good early on. In general, honestly, early on in a fight, if one of your teammates dies, having a respawn just to have them get a second try and help your team is really good. He moves very fast. He's easy to escape with, and then he can do good damage himself too. But he's only in B tier because his ult is good. It amplifies your damage, but it's not great. It's nothing crazy, and his healing is just not as good as other support. So I put him in B tier. But his respawn beacon is phenomenal, though. Gotta give him credit where it's due. Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch is a D tier hero. I know there's Scarlet Witch players, and I'm one of them. I main Scarlet Witch too. Back in the alpha and beta, she was my top used hero, but just realistically, she doesn't do damage enough. She can clean up kills easily, yeah, sure, but her raw output of damage on one hero's not good enough. You flanked with someone, sure, and you might get one pick or start getting one pick, but then you call that out and your other support heals you and you're fried. you take one instance of a headshot and then you have 2 dismisses, then you're done. And then most of the time they follow your little orb to see where you're gonna go. And the moment you pop out, boom, dead. Her ult CC'd out of, killed out of, very hard. This is, you block it. It's just overall not a good character, sadly. Very, very sad. Considering I was a Scarlet Witch main. Spider-Man. Spider-Man is a B tier hero. You can either have really good or really bad Spider-Man, but overall his kit is not super strong unless you have a team up with Venom, because then you can one shot. Otherwise, it's gonna swing around, do a little bit of damage to your backline, and then get out, and then your team is gonna heal that damage up. Unless you have a crazy like Necro Spider-Man that knows how to get in, do the damage, re-hit, and then come back in and then do the damage again to finish up, and then get out without a Venom. But most Spider-Mans don't know how to do that, and his kit doesn't call for that. It calls for like if he has a Venom team up for him to do the damage and then get out. But for the most part, he's just like another Black Panther, just in there doing some damage and then getting out. It's a nuisance, but nothing non-manageable. So yeah, Squirrel Girl. I would consider Squirrel Girl to be a C tier hero. Squirrel Girl's damage is very strong, yes. Her kit's very weak. He keeps them trapped with a right click, but not trapped for long enough. And then her ult can be easily avoided. It's nothing crazy. She's overall an underwhelming hero, but her damage on her primary fire is very strong. And it's good to break Groot walls with, but like overall a weaker character, sadly. Star-Lord. Star-Lord I would consider S tier. Star-Lord's right click roll, super strong. That's just his basic ability, that he can roll and he's CC immune. Doesn't take any damage. Can't kill him. No burst in. No Iron Man. Oh no, nothing can kill that man. And just a roll, that combat roll that reloads your gun and makes you immune to like pretty much damn near everything. That is insanity. His ult's visor, like soldier visor, fires super quick and can kill like anything. And then there's a trick where you can get an extra clip or an extra mag of like that soldier visor. And people use Star-Lord even more now, and then you team him up with an Warlock that can res yourself. You have a nuisance right there. Very, very strong character. Very good kit. Combat roll to reload. Just like a tracer. Fly in and out. Great mobility. Star-Lord is an easy S tier. Storm is a D tier. Yeah, there've been more Storm players, but like it doesn't change the fact that her kit itself is trash. She has no mobility and she's a flight character. Like what? Yeah, it's nice to have the AoEs, like speed boost or AoE damage that she has, and her ult's really good too. But like it's just her. She does no damage herself outside of her primary. Like when you press E. That's the only time you press E for like the 14 seconds she has. That's the only time she's good. And then she's just flying. I'm never really worried about the Storm. And I never see Storms in my game. So Storm, I'm going to bring it down to a D tier. Thor, I would consider a B tier. Maybe A tier? I'll probably put him in A tier. I'm going to move Thor up 1 tier. Because there's a lot of Thor players. You can dive in with whoever diving DPS you have and do some extra damage. Good Thors know how to survive long enough just to be able to get out and get some heals and go back in. Micromanaging the little 3 hammers is kind of hard for me personally, so I don't use Thor, but like other people do it so well, make him look good. His ult is weak, but somehow I see people getting kills. Also, you don't need to use Thor's ult to like slam down and get the kill. When you pop ult, it does lightning damage over time, so that's good too. Yeah, he's overall an A tier hero, good health, but he is a chunky boy, and it's pretty easy to kill him if you're not diving correctly with him, just like Hulk. Venom is another one of those dive characters that can die pretty easily, but has more survivability than most of these other tanks, so he also goes in A tier. Gets in, gets out, does his little poke damage. Not as much damage as Thor or Hulk. But he can headshot and crit shot and has the team up with Spider-Man, so that's good. His ult grants him more survivability and shields. So you have his ult plus his E ability, his adaptive shields, and he's just very unkillable at times. But again, with any of these dive characters, puts them in a position where you sleep them right, and everyone turns and focuses them, they can die. So, like, that's sadly the downfall of a lot of dive characters. And Venom is one of those two. Winter Soldier is S tier. I have been using Winter Soldier in my GM games as a Winter Soldier main now. He's extremely strong. He has a Roadhog grapple hook pull. You can turn as you pull and bring him into your team. Shove him. I did a whole guide on this man. And your whole team focuses him and does so much damage. And then you get your ult and you just keep repeating it. There are so many things that allows Winter Soldier to re-get his ult back and have 8 seconds of being able to activate it again. Do so much damage, and it takes off a sliver of their health for you to be able to just chunk their health down to that part and be able to kill someone. It's too strong. It's too strong. He slows them down. Great shove. You can grab more people than one. He's just overall a phenomenal character to have, and a good Bucky on your team. Man, you going places for real. Wolverine. Here we go. Wolverine. Everyone's like, oh, Wolverine D tier. Oh, Wolverine S tier. Fresh tank. I think he's a B tier. Now, Wolverine goes B tier. His survivability is great. The fact that he has a second life pretty much just as he's dying, and his passive, grants him his health back, is very good. He goes in B tier because he can dive in, snatch a tank up. Everyone turns and focuses him because he does damage based on health percentage, and you just abduct the tank and just keep on just doing that over and over. That's going to be your whole playstyle for a while. And then his ult can be really good to get in. If you have ult and your passive up, you can get really aggressive with him. But the only thing is he just does not do good damage by himself. It sucks. You try to go in and get a squish, you're going to be tickling them for a little bit. So his main good thing is abduction of the tanks, shredding them with your team, and then doing that over and over and over again. He's S tier in the sense that, yeah, you can keep doing that, but he's like not D tier because you can abduct the tanks really well. So yeah, that's where I stand with Wolverine. Then we have the Fantastic Four crew, which I will do a video on all 4 of these characters when they release with season 1. All 4 of them do gameplay tips and tricks of every single one, and then I will do another guide with them out and with the patch notes. So this is my final season 0 tier list before season 1 comes out. This is where I think all the characters stand. This is where I believe most people play, and I feel like I have a good tier list. But let me know in the comments what you guys think, who you guys believe should go where. This is, of course, my personal preference. Don't come at me thinking like, oh my goodness, he's dumb for putting, I don't know, Jeff and C. Obviously, yes, like, this is what I believe. So you guys have your own opinions, and let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'll like them, heart them, and comment on, what you guys think and how they are in your own ranks if you're not GM or something. But yeah, that's all for the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.